Hey everybody, Gears here, and I'm getting a lot of little work going on all the time. Little work in the morning, little work in the evening, a little work around supper time. A few days ago I noticed that the panel that was here was starting to pull up, so I actually pulled it up, and in doing so it ripped, and I kind of expected that. I pulled it off sloppily. So then I just shaved down all this here, and it's just going to be a matter of cutting a new piece and fitting it in. Looking back through my old photos, last week's photos, I noticed that I had only done like 5 or 6 magnets on the entire surface, whereas with other pieces I'm putting on 50 magnets. So clearly all over, complete pressure everywhere is going to be required. And this is one that was a little loose on one corner, so I pulled it up. This is actually still the original. I'm wondering if I'll have to start sanding the back side to help give that a little tooth to stick down a little better. It's probably something I should be doing, I suppose. But for today's work, since I don't happen to have any sandpaper down here, I'm just going to throw a couple pieces on, as I have been, and walk away. What I've done at this point is take all the pieces that I've cut so far and just used a magnet or two to hold them all into place. There's one back there, 4 or 5 there, this guy here, a couple there, this one, this guy. I just pulled the magnets off of this one. That's looking really nice. These two here are really going to help bring this whole area together. So I've still got to do these guys and this one. This one went down yesterday, and that's looking nice. I like this area too. This guy just peeled up, so I'm going to have to do something a little better. This did have a lot of magnets, but it's very thin plastic, so I'm wondering if it was my application or maybe I got a little too much water underneath it when I was cleaning out the seams. I don't know. But I can use that piece again, which is nice and handy. Also, the other day I counted up all the magnets I had, and it was just about 100 of them or so, probably a little less, so I went and bought 100 more. 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch thick. I've got yet another 100 of them coming, so that's going to be almost 300 magnets I'm going to have, which is going to allow me to work a lot faster and get a lot more done. So what I should probably do this morning is get these repairs back on. If I have any extra magnets, I'll start putting on some new panels as well. So let me get some of that done and I'll catch up in a minute. And here's another quick note. Originally I thought I couldn't do torpedo tubes simply because cutting into the door here would mean that I could be interfering with the window mechanism. Then recently I realized I could actually build the torpedo tube outside of the door and simply build up any cover materials to make it look like it belongs there. It's going to make the car look a little fatter, perhaps at the bottom, but it will be fully within inside the mirrors here. The idea was to simply get a tube. Well, my original idea was to actually cut a stencil and try and get that oval that the torpedo tubes are, but then I realized I could take a tube, slice this in half, and then simply attach the half to the car. This tube is going to be too small, and it's probably just about the right length, I suppose, now that I'm looking at it, or at least a decent length. So we'll see how that goes. That's a project for another day as I work my way down the car to the bottom. And 2 other quick notes. One is that there is the obvious concern that the ultraviolet light here in Los Angeles is going to totally disintegrate all these sheets. My plan in that case is to simply cut any that are cracked up and replace them. And then the other concern was compound curves. They are difficult. However, I think with enough magnets I should be able to overcome the inherent floppiness of the plastic, and then as this heats up I'm hoping that's going to help melt everything into place as well, or at least soften up the parts so that they adhere better. And to help combat the ultraviolet, of course, my main idea is once all of this is sheeted, I'll be going with some high temperature primer, usually used on like grills and ovens and even engines, that will withstand 400 to 500 degrees of temperature, which should be more than enough for the Los Angeles atmosphere. And then for a final coat, when I get all the colors on, I'd be going for a clear UV coating specifically. If I have to go to like Mako or someplace like that for it, that's fine with me. And perhaps when it's still bare plastic, I should put clear UV on it then primer it, or primer it and then UV it and then color it. We'll see how that goes when I get there. Back to work. And here we go, half an hour later. 1, 2, 3 repairs and 1 new panel. It's about 10 or 11 in the morning, so after 7 hours of cure time, I should be able to put another layer on tonight, maybe just after sunset, let that sit all night, and I think those would probably be at least this panel, if not that one as well, depending on how many magnets I've got. I mean, granted, just these 4 panels here, there's 200 magnets. A lot of them are doubled up, especially the little smaller guys like that, but corners always get 2 magnets. Any tough rows like this one here where there's a lot of bend, that gets double. I try to put double on the inside corners as well where I can, and when they do need it, they also get double rows along all the edges too, or at least every other, as you can see here, that I've done. So I think that's pretty much it for today's update. I don't know, I'm not gonna do too many, so I'm probably not gonna do too many updates like this. It's just a lot of tedious, repetitive work. I'll probably get a few more where I'm mapping out what's coming up next. It looks like I've got a little more cleaning to do. I'll probably be doing a few more where I'm mapping new areas out and any particular problems or anything like that. Just noticing I haven't really done much with this side at all yet. And here's another quick note. With the looks of all the magnets on here, you'd think that I already have it JB welded in. However, what is actually going on is I'm preliminarily looking at how many magnets I'm going to need for an area. Prior to just yesterday, what I had been doing is I'd have a stack of magnets, I'd guess, and sometimes I'd run short, sometimes I'd have too many. Now in this case, by delegating them all up front, and I have just shy of 300, 290 some odd magnets here going on, that I can actually sort them out, figure out where they're going to go, and today I'm going to be able to do a lot. It looks like 300 magnets is going to be plenty to do a lot of area overall. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. See ya.